May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're looking at the US dollar Swiss franc, US dollar Swiss, US Swiss. All right, let's take a look at the week ahead. Monday, there are no news drivers. All right, the a narrow trading range likely on Mondays, and that's the same for Friday. There are no news drivers. You have lower volume, that means your setups are less likely. All right, less likely. It doesn't mean it's impossible, but it's less. The probabilities uh, tend to lower a little bit because there's lack of participants in those markets that are on holiday. You understand? Or meaning rather, there's no news drivers to drive price, to put some volume behind movement. You understand? All right, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's when you want to get your work in. We have core CPI coming out on Tuesday, and Wednesday follows the core PPI. This is for the US, and that's going to have a huge impact on the US dollar pairs. Okay. So the thing is that this is how the Fed judges inflation, and the inflation rate uh, will determine their thinking on the interest rate. All right. And if inflation's still sticky, it's still a little hot, then you're going to see the US dollar stay strong or get stronger. You understand? Which will move the market in accordingly. Anyway, so you want to get your work in on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right. US dollar Swiss. Let's look at the monthly time frame here, the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. This is we're looking at the monthly, and you can see on the monthly, it's been drizzling down. All right, been drizzling down since 2000, since 2000 actually. Uh, just drizzling. Been in a downward projection for longer than that, of course, but it's been kind of sideways, moving bearish neutral, if you will, for a long time, for years. All right, since 2011, and then we moved down over here. Okay, and uh, uh, what we can see is that since 2022, it's made a lower high, breaking this low here for a break of market structure, which means the bears are still in control. All right. Uh, we made it, we respected the highs here. We respected the high there. We respected the high there. And then we break for another structural break to the downside. The bears are still in control. But we have what appears to be the bottom rounding up for a movement higher. And what I like to see in these instances is when the market finally starts to see a trade a candle that breaks and closes the volume above the consolidation. And this is what we saw last month, a very strong bullish candle, a very aggressive candle, uh, followed, which followed 3 months prior another bullish aggressive candle. This one breaks the the local highs here, all right, and closes above it, all right. And what do we have? Last month, this month is this candle here. We've already made a wick. We've already made a bottom wick. This is making it more likely we're going to trade to this high and beyond. All right. That's the way this works. That'll leave a bullish fair value gap here once this candle closes. But this is looking bullish to me. All right. And we are already closing above a series of down close candles here. Two of them, two sets of bearish candles. We're already closing above that. That is a bullish indication. All right. Does that seem reasonable? If it doesn't, you let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, on the weekly time frame, what we can see is this low was made. We swept the high, but we didn't close above it, which means the market has some business to take care of down lower. We pulled back to an optimal trade entry here. This was a beautiful recovery from this bearish move. And then we pull back to optimal trade entries. What is the optimal trade entries? OTE levels. We use your, what do you call this? Fibonacci retracement tool, I'm sorry. Here from the bottom to the top of this trading range where the market swept this high. And I'm going to move this out to the right side so you can see the levels. All right, the market pulled back to the 618 optimal trade entry level on the Fibonacci retracement tool. This is the golden ratio, 618. It hit it. It hit it well, gave us a nice bullish candle that closed right at the open of the top of this series of down close candles. All right, the market pulled back and finished the job off and worked towards these highs with a series of bullish candles. And we finally broke up here. Here is where bulls are starting to take over. I am looking for the market to continue higher from these levels. Okay. Now, I want to point out there is a bullish fair value gap here between this high here, this high here and this low here. All right, there was a bullish fair value gap. The market came back to that bullish fair value gap and pushed higher to break and close above these highs. Very bullish. All right, and the market pulled back into this high and this low, this high and this low, this high and this low, which created a bullish fair value gap here. The market pulled back to the last third of this fair value gap, and it looks like it wants to recover. And this is the opening candle for this week, and there is no wick here, there's no wick there. It's opening up bullish. Now, this could very well end up a bearish candle. This could end up as a bearish wick because there's no wick under here. That means this market could flip at any point. It's just opening. So we're going to see how the market opens, if this bullish fair value gap will hold and push price higher, or we are in for a more healthier pullback. We'll see. We shall see. All right, that is on the weekly time frame. All right, now let's look on the daily. I'm going to take a closer look at this daily. All right, let me see if I can get to it. How do I do it? Let me go here. Let me go here. Uh-oh. Let me save this. All right. Let me go. It's saving. Thank you. All right. Let me go here. Boom, boom. And we're on it. Look at the US dollar Swiss on the daily. What do I have marked out here? See this key level? This is a level where the market is interacting with this market, interacting with that level, that price level, for historically. Let me go to the monthly. All right, and what you can see is it gets down, it gets up. There's a lot of interaction around this level. All right, and the fact is the market did close above that level. We are trading above that key level at 0.8000, 0.8 thousand. Let's call it 0.8 thousand. But go to the weekly. What you can see is the market got above it, came down to test that fair value gap here. All right, this is a weekly fair value gap here. like so, right at the breakout level, right? Which is right just above the key level. And the market is finding its footing there. Now, back to the daily. At the daily, what are we looking at? Let's take a good look. I say buyers are in control because it broke out. It traded above this long time consolidation. We broke out and traded above the highs. All right. This is the pullback into the weekly fair value gap here. All right. Is there another fair value gap we should be paying attention to on the daily? Yes, there's a daily fair value gap here, right? And you can see the market is respecting the midpoint of that daily fair value gap, respecting it, finding it here, pulling away, and then coming back to retest it and still pulling away. I want you to take a close look. Why do I have bullish bias and ideal C2C potential there? Because that is a candle two closure here. The market last last week on Friday, I'm sorry, because this is the new candle. Friday came down to the fair value gap and rejected from it. That means it 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 uh it what do you call it? Swept the low of the previous day, which is Thursday. The previous day's low and its high. All right, and first of all, that's what you want. You want to see that sweep of the high. You want to see that sweep of the low, and the pullback just means, hey, it's probably going to lead to more consolidation. But the fact of the matter is, it closed right at the same level of the open, and it, of two candles, two bearish candles. So this, for me, leans bullish, and then I'm expecting the next candle to trade towards that high, which we already have. Now, again, starting to show a what do you call it? A wick here, all right? This this bullish candle could turn bearish at any point, and this could turn into a big old wick and start to come down here. But I like the fact that the market closed within the range of the previous candle, all right, and this established the low of a protected low at a POI. All right. You see where I'm going with this? This is a POI. The rules change at POIs. All right. I like this as a bullish indication. I think we're going to go higher. We traded higher so far, so good. We traded higher to the high of Friday already. We already took that high. All right. That's what I want to see from a ideal candle two closure. When the market closes back within the range of the previous candle, establishes a protected low, and closes right at the open, or at or above the open price of the series of candles uh, that close in opposite of opposing candles. Okay, sorry about the stammering. Now I want you to look even further over to this candle. These are two candles. This is the low that was established. This is the swing low. Market pull back here, pull up, and we are now trading above that open. You understand? Look at this candle. So I'm looking at this as um, a bullish indication, and this is a higher low, continuing to protect that low and create its own protected low. So I am looking for the market to hold above this high and continue higher against the US dollar strength against the weakness of the Swiss. And let me also add something too. Let's look at the Swiss futures. Does that look bullish? Does that look bullish to you? Look at this. Look at the date. Look at the time. This is since January. All right, that's since January. Look at that impulsive move down, a pullback, which is basically kind of shallow, and then we have two bearish candles after that. These last two from last week. This is a weak market. Period. All right, this is a weak market. Nothing bullish here. All right, so I'm thinking that weakness against the US dollar strength, we're going to see the market trade towards this high. All right, we have descending highs here that are going to be the draw on liquidity. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping that you see it the same way. If you don't, I would love to hear from you. Okay. If we go back to the quad, if I can do it, I can do it. Boom. The quad view. Yeah. That's it. I'm looking. That's what I'm looking at. We have we got bullish indications here. A bullish month indicator here with the wick down here. I'm thinking we're going to trade to the monthly high of last month. All right. The weekly, we have two candles. The one that's opening now, and the prior week. I like the fact that we are heading towards those highs from a POI, a weekly POI. This bullish fair value gap on the weekly may hold. On the daily, we have a bullish POI once again right here at the breakout area. All right, that we're looking for a price to hold. And we have these descending highs that are going to act as a draw on liquidity to push price higher, to draw price up, if you will. Okay. If you look at this candle opening now, the first 4 hour candle of the market for this week, it's very strong bullish. And we have the highs that we're heading towards. Yeah. We have a good sweep by this low. We swept a bunch of sell side liquidity here, and we protected this low. I'm thinking that we're going to take out this high, and that's where I am aiming for this week. Yeah, this is where I would think the market is heading. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you go back and check the videos that I already put out for the week, which are the pound USD, the euro USD, and the US dollar index. I spent some time on those videos with the analysis, so you want to go absorb and leave me some questions, and make sure you hit the boost and the like button. All right, I'll check you out in the next video. May profits be upon you.